It is a sad truth. 1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence in her lifetime, but most don't experience it while the nation is watching. I am speaking today with Mildred Muhammad, who perhaps is best known because her former husband, John Allen Muhammad, was the D.C. sniper. As you recall, he terrorized the Washington, D.C. area in 2002. Mildred, what surprised me, though, in learning about your story is that you were the target of that killing spree.
Yes, ma'am. The FBI and the law enforcement local agency stated the theory was that he was killing innocent people to cover up my murder so that he would come in as the grieving father to get custody of the children. So it was a domestic violence, child custody issue.
Did he ever abuse you in the past? Was this something that you know, deep in your heart were kind of expecting?
He was more verbal, mental, psychological, and economically abusive. Abuses that others don't really look at unless it becomes a physical assault. When he said to me, "You have become my enemy, and as my enemy I will kill you," and I knew that he was a man of his word. I also knew that once he said that, he was going to put the actions in place so that nobody would find my body once I was dead.
Were you terrified during that time? Did you realize that is what he was doing?
I was scared at the time because they told us to look for 2 Caucasians in a white box truck. So I was looking for them and John. So I'm looking for 3 people while everyone else is looking for 2. So it was very terrorizing at that time for everybody in the community.
How do you feel today with the outcome that's happened in his life and as you look at your children and your family?
Well, I feel, as I told my children, that we're going to let the judicial system handle this situation, and however the jury decide their dad's fate, then that is what we would move on with, and so far that's what we have done.
What is your most important message as you speak to a sold-out crowd of hundreds of people today?
My sole message is you don't have to have physical scars to be a victim or a survivor of domestic violence. 80% of victims and survivors don't have physical scars. The person next to you may be a victim. The person you work with, you talk to on the phone all the time, and they are not sure if they can trust you with their pain. So we have to be open to remember that domestic violence is just not a physical assault. It's not just being murdered. It's not. It begins with a verbal assault, and it escalates up to a physical assault.
Such an important message, Mildred. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And her ex-husband, John Allen Muhammad, was convicted of killing 10 people and executed. If you'd like a link to Mildred's book, Scared Silent, and her nonprofit After the Trauma, or to learn how you can support local victims of domestic violence or get help, go to NBC15.com and click on News Links. We'll be right back.